and all that. And Professor Mato, my question is to you. I'm just wondering what lessons were learned in 2024 about election disputes, credibility of elections, and then also apathy as a result of lack of transparency within the system.
Well, thank you very much, Claire. I think, apathy during elections is apparently a global phenomenon. It's not just limited to Nigeria in particular. Yes, under the democratic methods, you have the right to vote. You register as a voter, but if you don't vote, at the end of the day, you don't commit any crime per se. So voter apathy is understandable. And as to regard the sanctity of our electoral process, studies seems to that that national elections are conducted fairer and more creditably than spot election. And this is visibly seen from what happened in Edo and what happened in Ondo State. No matter how clean, pure, how honest and transparent these elections were, they were beclouded with a lot of challenges and complaints from especially people who were not as lucky in the elections as those who became victorious. So that's part of it. We have challenges. The major challenge we have, like I did say in the beginning of the introduction, is the position of the judiciary as well as determination of electoral matters is concerned. It's becoming a very challenging issue where, like I said, millions of people will go on the day of election and cast their votes only for 3 or 4 panel of judges or justices to sit somewhere under a very precarious Nigerian situation and redefine, the wishes of the people. This is very serious, development and a very big minus to the Nigerian, democratic process, which of course we have to, our thinking comes together with a view to seeing how we can deal with it, once and permanently. Now the entire, gamut of local government elections were conducted in 2024, in my view, something to completely determine. I'm aware that some members of the National Assembly were contemplating coming up with a bill to establish what they call a National Electoral Commission that would be charged with the responsibilities of conducting local government. Again, that is an infraction on the Nigerian Constitution, because the Constitution has clearly defined, you cannot approbate and reprobate at the same time. The Constitution assigns functions to both levels and organs of government. And so there is no one particular organ of government, or be it legislature, executive, or judiciary, that can confer, the functions of either increase or reduce, by any way, the functions of any particular level of organ of government. So if we want to affect any major change in our, democratic process, I think it's only natural that we get back to the Constitution and find a way of, remodeling it. Jide was talking about, the role of the political parties. Did you recall in 2003, 2000, with you in IFS, we tried to, spearhead the establishment of what you today call the Inter-Party Advisory Council, when you were with IFS. And you remember the development even at that material time. The IPAC membership was mainly constituted by those smaller political parties. The PDP, the AAPP, and the rest of them were not attending the meeting. So we still do not have functional, credible political parties in this country. Both the APC and the PDP are caricatures of political parties. They don't operate as political parties. They are merely institutions and instruments in the hands of very few politically privileged individuals that continue to determine the pattern of activity within the Nigerian polity. And unless these political parties play the role that they are supposed to play in a democratic system, will continue to run round and around the cycles, and at the end of the day, will not be able to achieve meaningful election. Good democratic governance will also be an issue under contention, and confusion will continue to reign supreme within the Nigerian political scenario. So it's a lot of issues. I agree with the panel that attitudinal reorientation, ethical reforms, and our desire to be our and play the game by the rules are the fundamental and important, steps that are to be taken in order for us to be able to achieve any meaningful, political development in Nigeria.
Many thanks, Dr. Professor Mato. Agree, with our two guests right here in the studio talking about, attitudinal reorientation. We've talked about INEC, we've talked about the political parties. Let's talk about the electorate. I mean, the people themselves in all of this, how they have shaped the political space in 2024. Let's not also forget that this year, 2024, marked 25 years of uninterrupted democratic rule in Nigeria. And when you talk about democracy, I think the definition we have is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. I mean, it's just people that we get to see in that definition. So I'd like to get to Dr. Okun.